Hey friends, thanks for tuning in. If you would hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that little bell, that means you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video. Thank you so much. Appreciate you watching. Let's have a good day. The kids are about to come down. I think we're ready for the day. I get evaluated today, which is, it's fun. I used to get really stressed out about evaluations and try to put on like a big horse and pony, dog and pony show, whatever kind of show that is, and it never went well when I did that, and it didn't help me become a better teacher. So we're just doing what we would have done if I didn't have an evaluation, because actually I forgot to sign up for an evaluation, and yesterday I realized we're supposed to have our first ones done by today, so I got the only time available. Should be fun. Looking forward to how it goes, and hopefully getting some good tips of how I can be a better teacher. It's gonna be a good day.
Okay. Hey, he goes fast.
Hey friends, we're at lunch here. The kids had a great morning. Observation went pretty well, I think. I'm not sure how you guys do observations. We have like a certain number of like official, you pick the time or you know when the principal is coming in. She might ask to observe like a certain subject or something. And then we have I don't know if the word surprise is right, but just somewhere they just come in just, like randomly. I try really hard not to stress about observations. I used to get super stressed about them, and that never went well. I find that I look at observations as an opportunity to grow as an educator, and when I'm looking at it as an opportunity to perform as an educator, it just doesn't go well. So I want things to be as normal as possible so that my principal can get a good read on how things are going in here, and she can do her job. And her job is not to just tell me I'm doing great or to tell me I'm doing terrible or to tell me I'm doing in between. Her job is to help me become better. And I've been lucky enough to work for two principals in my career that both took observation seriously, both took them in a way as an opportunity to grow. Our principal says every year, I'm not out to get you, I'm out to help you, something like that. And she really wants us to just know that she is here to help. She is here to help us to grow because that's what's best for our kids. I understand that for everyone, observations aren't necessarily a positive thing. Maybe they're really stressful. Maybe the school puts a lot of pressure on you to do certain things. And that makes me sad. I think that these need to be opportunities to grow and to see what we need to do. And, if truly like we're not doing our job, then we shouldn't have a job. But I don't think that's the case a lot of times. I think it's either there's a lot of pressure on the principal, or maybe they're not a very good principal, which is possible. I've never experienced that, but I'm sure that that's possible. And one of the big ones, teachers are perfectionists. Like, teachers care so much about their kids. We care so much about doing what's right for them that I think a lot of times we are so hard on ourselves. Like, we can see an evaluation and it can be big and long and have like tons of compliments, and then like one or two questions or maybe one thing that the principal would like to see us improve upon, and where do our minds go? Instantly to that thing we need to work on. We don't see any of that other stuff, and that's just crazy, right? Like, we would never want it to be like that way with our students. Every time I sit down to work with a student, I'm always looking to praise them and to celebrate what they're doing well, but I'm always looking to see how I can lead them to the next level, to the next step, teach them something new, help them with something that they're close to. So I think as teachers, we need to take that, hopefully we can take that same model and approach to our own evaluations, because it's nice to hear good things about your teaching. It feels good to get those little pats on the back, but the point is to get better, and the point is to help kids, and hopefully there is something when I open up my evaluation. Hopefully there's something positive, and I will take that in, and I'll try to feel good about that. But also I want to see what sorts of things that I can grow on, because I only see it from my point of view, and it's really good to see it from someone else's. So looking forward to opening that up, seeing how that went. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Today's classroom book-a-day was amazing. This is an F&G, so it's just folded and gathered pages. It doesn't come out until next year, but it's called Idea Jar. And instantly when I held it up, my kids were like, "Creative Start! This is a Creative Start book!" We spend the first part of our day, every day, creating and making and just building with our hands and our hearts and our pencils and our pens and our keyboards and cardboard, all sorts of different things. So when the kids saw this, they instantly thought of Creative Start. I love this book. It's centered around an idea jar that a teacher has in the classroom, and it has like the little pieces of paper like an idea jar would have. But in the story, the ideas, they come to life like our stories do. My kids loved it. We had a blast reading it. We're definitely going to purchase the final book when it comes out next year. I love sharing text with kids. If I look at all of the classroom book-a-days and the other books that we've read for lessons or for our whole class read aloud novel, we've read probably 60 books together already this year. All of us together, centered around 60 books. It's pretty special. My students read a lot. They probably read between 30 and 45 minutes in my class every single day. And I spend almost all of that time meeting one-on-one with students or in small groups. And I found that I need to spend a little bit of time each week reading with them. Not a shared reading, not where I'm reading a book with a kid, but where I'm sitting, I'm reading a book that I'm personally reading next to them, on the couch with them, on the carpet with them, or sitting at a table with them. I try to kind of bounce around and get a different feel. And it gives me a totally different feel for how things are going. It gives me a totally different feel for what's going well, what's not going well, who's struggling to be in a book, and who's really lost in their story. And I can feel like I can get just a different feel for the class when I'm sitting amongst them reading a book. And I love that time. It's just so amazing. It also feels like reading as a whole class is going better when I am reading with them. Today I did that. I usually try to do that on Fridays if I haven't had a chance to do it earlier in the week. I love to curl up with my book on Friday. And today I was reading Children of Exile by Margaret Peterson Haddix, who is the author of the Among the Hidden series, which is so popular among readers worldwide. And if you have read this book and you get to the end of chapter 38, it's like everything you believe about the world changes in a paragraph, and you just go, oh! And that happened. And I was reading, like sitting around all of these kids reading the Wings of Fire series and Land of Story series, and I go, oh! And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that happened. And for them to be able to, and it was true, like it was like, holy crap, like I cannot believe this really truly just happened. And I think for them to be able to see that and to see me as a reader and to see my reactions, and then they all wanted to talk to me like, you have to read this book, you have to read this book, and when you get to the end of chapter 38, you have to come and find me no matter what I'm doing. I know you're not allowed to interrupt me during conferences, but you need to interrupt me, and we have to talk about this book. It's one of those moments, like where they see a reader modeling what it's like to truly love a book. I love that. If you don't try that, reading with your kids, give it a try, even if it's just 2 to 4 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. It's not wasted time. It's not you like taking a break. I think it's really important.
Okay, here's our balcony though.
I think I'm just gonna put the flowers right there in the back.
Yeah.
Great end of the week. Afternoon, something really special happened. There's this boy in my class, and he's really, really talented as a reader, really, really bright young man, and does really well in school. And he reads every day. But I wouldn't say he's ever caught that reading bug. I wouldn't say that he's ever going home and just looking for opportunities to read. I wouldn't say that he's just flying through text. I wouldn't say that he's got that fire. But these last few weeks, he's had that fire, and it's been amazing to watch him devour series. It's been amazing to watch him talk to other students about books and recommend the books that he's loving to other kids. And he looks at me, not a big, huge, out-of-control deal, but he just looks at me, and he smiles, and he goes, I'm really starting to love reading. I can't think of anything better. I can't think of a better way to end a week than seeing a kid fall in love with reading. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Feel free to like or subscribe or share or thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Anything would mean a lot to me. Get this message of reading and a passion for reading and get it out there. Get more people to see it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and happy
books. Everybody find a seat. I'll read to you, you'll sing to me. We'll start in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.